Hey everybody.
Hi, welcome to NarutoFanFB
Chapter 646, Sinju. We have it. We have the final evolution of the Ten Tails, which is now not a Ten Tails.
A giant god tree.
A giant fruit tree. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, no, if you predicted that somehow,
you are
10
amazing.
Points to you.
Good for you. You should pick lottery numbers. So we are sans John today because he's at work.
And we have things to do.
We have things to do. I don't. You do. Because I have nothing. I'm just staying here.
I have a life to live.
I'm going to play Mass Effect after you're gone. That's all I'm doing. And I'm probably spending time with my girlfriend. Right, honey? I love you.
I want to play Mass Effect.
Oh, she's just shaking her head no, so I guess I'm off.
Just Mass Effect.
Just Mass Effect then.
Anyway.
So, chapter opens up. Obito's like, I'm going to take down this barrier. We don't know why. But then we find out why.
A giant tree bursts forth. Roots everywhere.
Big-ass explosion. And everyone's like, well, that sucks. And then she gets way worse.
Because it starts killing everyone and just absorbing all of their chakra.
I was saying this. I was like, I know we're in a war, but if I was there, I would take a kunai knife to my own throat. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm like, you know what? I worked hard. I fought my demon zombie brethren. I don't got anything left. I'm like, you know what? Giant demon tree.
This is where you throw in the towel.
Sucking out my life. I'm done. I'm just gonna.
We've all got our limits.
Yeah.
We found yours.
Yeah. So everyone. So kind of like everyone else, the first is like, what the shit is going on? And and Madara, being the great person that he is,
somehow has this whole creation myth
thing ready to go. He's like, well, you know, this is what happened.
Back in a time before chakra, there was a giant god tree that didn't give two shits until someone decided to become omniscient and eat its fruit.
Yeah. Well, basically,
in which case, it gave birth to the first person who can control chakra, which was the Sage of Six Paths, and thus all of the, the legends that are passed down to the ninja world today.
Well, I think the first person that used chakra was the mom, and then she had the kid.
Okay, yeah.
And then, because, like, the mom decided to just be like, I'm going to make all of you guys stop fighting. And then the Townsends was like, fuck you. That's messed up that you took my chakra. Back. Yeah, and then the Sage of Six Paths is like, chill out, bitch. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then he gave that to everyone else. You know.
We know now.
And then Madara's like, history clouds the reality of what happened. And then it's kind of fucked up because no one else is talking about that, but where it's written down in the fucking Uchiha clan room,
which only he can read.
Only he
has the Rinnegan.
Yeah, I mean, open a fucking textbook, man. Write it down. Like, I mean, don't they have like radios and shit? Like, where's like their like recordings and their TVs and their books? They have books. We know they have books because
they have libraries.
Shikamaru
hung out in one.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I can't think of. I just hear Ero Sensei. Jiraiya wrote books, so we know they could write. So I don't know how hard it is to draw a picture and put it in a book, but apparently it was really hard. So now
he didn't want to share it; he just wanted to use it and end everything.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I mean, like there had to be a time before Madara was around that, like, all of that time, no one else knew about it. Like, did everyone else just forget?
No, shit gets written down.
Yeah,
and then thousands of years
go by, and then the only surviving record
truth
is the
becomes
one?
Legend, becomes fiction, becomes who you choose to believe.
Yeah, but the point is, it seems really kind of messed up that you're gonna like make that really important information like really inaccessible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, if that's history, I don't think the world would want to know. But
anyone,
shrug.
Yeah. So
my conflict here.
Yeah.
About this whole chapter is, I love a good creation myth. I love creation mythology. Mm-hmm. The story itself is kind of cool, but I'm not sure I really needed to know where chakra came from. It kind of felt like the midichlorians just hand-wavy, unnecessary explanation, which took something really cool and natural and made it lame.
I don't know if it made it lame. I feel like it was kind of necessary.
Yeah.
At this juncture in time.
Yeah, the other half of that is, do we really need to get into this history lesson in the middle of this like apocalyptic event
Yeah.
at the end of a giant world war.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the world's blowing up, and thank God for the history lesson. Otherwise, I'd have no idea what was going on.
Yeah. Well, at least it, was quick, concise, and kept moving on.
But think about it. Like, say that whole couple pages is gone. Like, you just sans that whole area. Is there really anything different between what we knew before and what we knew after? It's like, okay, we know why it's happening and why it looks like that, but
personified the Sage of the Sixth Path. We made the tree sentient and angry. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a need for it, except for what we talked about just before, where unless that fruit that they talked about that gives you super awesome Mega Chakra comes out, and then we're like, well, I wonder who is going to want that, because last chapter we were talking about how, like, Sasuke is kind of being like, I need to one-up Naruto because this is some old horse shit again. It's like, I got the internal Mecha Echo Sharingan, I'm second, and I don't like being second.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but
in all of my pragmatism, I'm going to say no, and that's probably exactly what's going to happen.
So, that whole creation thing is done. The next thing we go to is a bunch of tendrils trying to go after Naruto.
Everyone.
Yeah, and the second and fourth are like, oh no, they're coming faster than we can stop them. The Flying Thunder God technique isn't going to work because there's way too many. And Naruto gets caught.
And who shows up but our buddy the Third?
What?
Who, I was totally wrong. I thought he was gone. On the advice of a couple people, I went back and reread, and apparently when he was shot in the face with the black ball was before Obito went through his,
perfection.
Yeah, his last transformation, where he, suffered his mental breakdown and then brought himself back together and then looked like Bankai Ichigo.
Right.
Yeah, right. That one. So now he has the jutsu erasing power, but that was
before,
after he knew.
Yeah, he died before. Yeah.
So
Third's still there. I wonder what the third's going to do that's going to make it so much better, because it seemed like the fourth and the second weren't really doing that well.
No.
It doesn't seem like things were really going in the Alliance's favor.
No, I mean, the end of the chapter was things looking
really grim.
Pretty glum, yeah.
Speaking of glum, Sasuke.
Yeah.
Sasuke had a really great moment of just being like, period, scowl.
Yeah, so I wanted to make note of that. A little glance between Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto's looking pretty messed up, kind of seeking help, something, anything.
And Sasuke's like, I ain't got none of this shit. I ain't got time for this.
No. Apparently he doesn't give a fuck about this giant world tree or the end of all chakra.
I know it's not similar at all, but you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Mufasa Scar scene in The Lion King, where Mufasa, Scar's holding on to Mufasa, and he's like, help me, and the guy's like, no. He's just it was because he was like, oh, I'm so fucked up. Hey, can I get hey, are you okay? No.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sasuke turn fairly soon. All right.
So
the world tree is there. It's trying to cast the infinite Tsukiyomi.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that. That's how it's going to complete.
Yeah, that's how it's going to go. There's a big eyeball inside the tree. That's what casts from the moon. Apparently, Madara's plan came to fruition.
Sure.
I don't know if his trump card has been played, the trump card that he's been talking about, but
my eyes
at this point, I have no idea what the fuck's going on, so I'm willing to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Well, we were mentioning that, since Obito, we were wondering, so, since, Obito is, the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails, is he the person that's going to control the Tsukuyomi, or, is it just going to happen, or, it makes it seem like they're going to control it by being, the Jinchuriki, right?
Maybe. He's been breaking Jinchuriki rules left and right.
I didn't know there were rules. Apparently there are.
Well, I mean, previously what we've seen is, a person has the thing inside of them.
Yeah, and then
if they want to let the thing take control, it
becomes them?
Yeah, they become their beast.
I remember Gaara was only, half submerged, right? And then he punched him in the head.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah. But, I mean, I thought that was because it wasn't, a full release.
Yeah, I don't think it was a full transformation. Gaara was trying to fall asleep and let the thing take full control.
Right.
Anyway, the tree is completely outside of Obito.
Shit's going crazy.
That's new.
Yeah, I don't really know.
It's hard to fall back on precedent in this
one. Kind of a weird situation because I feel like Obito kind of like knew that this was happening. Like I don't know if he like. Do you think like before he became like the Sage of the Six Paths Obito version, like he knew like what was actually going to happen? Like he was going to become that giant tree thing, or like
how much do you think he got of this from Madara before?
Yeah, like do you think he's like, well, here's the thing, it's gonna like come into like this giant tailed monster beast, and then it's gonna become a giant plant, and the guy's like, what? What?
Wait, back up. It's what?
Yeah, and like what the hell is with Kishi and like having like giant plant things? Because like I mean Yamato's the thing that Yamato apparently is attached to, where they made all the Zetsus.
Yeah, I interpreted that to be kind of one and the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Uchiha and the Senju powers derived from the Six Paths.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think it's like because that's why like the first is able to use like wood jutsu and shit? Because like the Jinchuriki form is a fucking tree.
That's exactly what I took from it.
That's kind of interesting. I mean, I didn't really think about it until just now, but I mean, like that's not.
Yeah. That's not trivial, I guess.
Makes more sense than anything else that I've seen.
I mean, hell, maybe Kishi wrote himself into a corner, like, oh...
I need to explain this wood jutsu.
All of this wood jutsu, like, he's the most powerful guy. Maybe, what if we took this and...
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alright, is that all we got?
You guys, what do you see next? I mean, as far as predictions go, I've got nothing right now.
Is it going to sprout legs? Is it going to cast Solar Beam? Who knows? Like, it's all over the place.
Andy thinks maybe more Demon Fruit.
More Demon Fruit, definitely. Yeah. It's such a weird thing to say, like, once every millennia, this one fruit comes down from heaven, and then, what?
The Flame Fruit?
Yeah.
The Gum Fruit?
I don't read One Piece, so I have no idea what that means.
They're fruits.
Why say it unless it's going to mean something? I mean, it's the same problem. They're like, why introduce this kid named Obito if he's not going to matter, if he's dead, crushed under a rock? I mean,
no, that's a good point. There's got to be a reason he wants to throw the creation myth in there.
He's not big on red herrings of like, oh, I'm going to pretend it's going this way.
Which is too bad, because that would be great. I love a good twist. But anyway.
Yeah. It ends up being a giant steak. And then it's like, what the fuck? I don't know. All right, so I guess that's it.
I think that's all we got. Until next time.
Bye.
See ya.